Hello. Hopefully, we're live and it's working well. I'm not sure. So, how it's for you? How it sounds for you? Hey, Khaled. How's it looking? I am very nervous because I'm not entirely sure it's going to work very well. How does it sound? My monitors sound a bit echoey. That could just be the room. The cam is deliberately dark, so let's not worry about that for the moment. The sound, how is the sound broken? Any details? This is why I've been testing, and eventually I'm just going to, I just had to go. See what happened. Laggy and spotty. Okay. Right, let's see if we can do. Okay. Should be fine. Is it just my voice or is it the music as well? Can you hear music? Okay. I'll be right back. Okay. So that's the music sorted, but is the voice still broken up and crappy?
Figure out why.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out
why that must be.
I think it's a new microphone. I've probably not got the hang of it very well. Oh, it might be this. Hang on. Right. How's that? Let's just take this off. It is good. Okay, yeah, it's the filters I put on, not the networking. Yeah, well, yay! Thank you, Khaled. I really appreciate it. Right, thank you and welcome. This is dark at the moment. We're going to try some different things because all I've got is the main light in here. I'll just show you the difference. It's not great, is it? So what I thought is I've got the ring light to focus on what we've got here, and I'll turn the main light off, and in time I'll get a fill light or something to go here. If you want to see my face, I can't see why you would. Otherwise it's spooky Halloween time, so having a dark atmosphere against the spooky Halloween music. So my preference is to have the lights off. Really want my face to be really visible, we can do that. So does everything look and sound okay? Because this is all experimental. You'll notice, for instance, this isn't my kitchen countertop that I photograph in. This is in the same room that the VR and so on will be happening. So this is becoming a studio room for things that are not sit-down gaming. Hey, BK! And see, that's one of the things with the lights off. Those lighting effects are much more pronounced. Yeah, I will, but you know, if it's something you really want, or anyone really wants, what I'll probably do, but I'll need to go and get this here, is held together with clips and is very delicately balanced. You'll notice there's quite a lot of bounce in there. I need to get something proper for that. I expect it to fall over and smash everything at any moment. So this is all pretty jury-rigged. One of the reasons for a late start today, but partly because some people couldn't be here, partly because I slept in half the day and didn't have time to fit everything in. So here we go. I'm going to need my tool. I forgot that. So yeah, bear with me. Everything is going to take a little while to get going, and then we should be able to get into this sort of, you know, fairly well. And maybe we'll even do some gaming a little bit later on. So hey, BK, thank you. Right, so I'll get the lights on the way out. At some point, I need to remember to plug in the tablets over there. You can just see it here. This is what's controlling the stream PC downstairs. The mic that's here. One out of the way. Got a couple of little very noisy trays for separating Lego bits. This is an experiment for later, so that I can have wireless headphones up here if I want. The chat box we'll have to do something about. I'll probably put a semi-transparent background on this scene for it, but for now, it is what it is. It's one of the things I just don't try adjusting just yet. So I shall be right back. Okay, after much ado, and how was your work today, Dracula? We can get going. So I've got my tools just in case I have to cut any sellotape on this. Actually looks like we don't. So, pair of scissors. More. You might be interested in this. This is a Swedish army knife, which was given to me as a wedding present when I got married many, many years ago. It actually may not be that exact one. That one may have been replaced with this one. I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, work was tiring, but you know, you got your new job. So that's there in case we need to stab, cut anything, lever anything. It's my multi-tool when I don't have my multi-tool, which I don't at the moment. So let's get this open. As you can see, this is the Botanic Collection Bonsai Tree. 2 options. Whoops. I'll put that somewhere less noisy for now. You have the pink and the green base, pot, some stuff, the tree itself. Oh, so I haven't done Lego in years, but this really caught my attention when a friend of mine got it. So I think the noises are kind of part fun, aren't they? This looks irritatingly like it's a box you have to break open rather than slide open. Look. How do you get this open? May need my tool after. Normally they're tucked in. Oh, sometimes with Lego boxes they have a lid that opens with the plastics. Hi Metal Jess, how you doing? We have met before. That's pretty low. Oh, here we are. There are 2 instructions. I push down here, and I push down here. And very carefully, I don't do things very carefully, I'm a brute. I am excited. It's been exciting getting here. Right, it tells me what to do there, but then doesn't tell me much more about what to do next. It feels like right, it feels like it comes like this. Okay. Cautious not to damage the box because I may want to display it. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Wow. Right, we've put this carefully out of the way. There you go. Very carefully stowed. No harm can come to it. Instructions. LJ, how's it going? Right, since it's dark and kind of focus on this, I expect you to make full use of the lighting. We only have one light and it is here. This is not connected to anything. This is just something I picked up in Home Bargains today because I felt the surface here is a bit too slippy and so on. So originally I had a car mat, friction mat down there, which would have worked very well, but it was used to keep my rudder pedals on the floor and is a bit... That's the stuff. See, that's rather nice, isn't it? So I'm a bit cautious about this. I'm very, very settled into my ways in my command center gaming den of lights downstairs. This is new to me. With the VR headset, you kind of forget that you put things around you and you don't worry about it so much. But this is an environment, and this is a room that I am not done with yet. All this wall behind me will be green fairly soon. Calypso, how are you? I don't like this. All the cellophane. For all that Lego are playing for their elegance, their packaging leaves a little bit to be desired. I quite liked IKEA's one. So that does nothing. That should nicely pull these bits of cellophane apart, but they're not. So the first use of the Swedish Army knife here will be to gain access to instructions. As you can see, everything is very wobbly and bouncy, and that's not just the camera, that is the desk itself and so on. I need to do some bracing of things. Here we go. I've been at efforts to try and keep the mount gloss down so that we're not spending half our time getting reflected light in our eyes. So, the Lego Bonsai Master is a dude with a very obviously fake beard. See if I can get... There we go. Look at this guy. So, what's this saying? The art of bonsai, the art of growing miniature trees and decorative pots, originated in China over 2,000 years ago. Not Japan, then, I guess. Which I thought. This Lego variety is much more modern, but the process and outcome is the same. You assemble, plant, and prune your Lego bonsai, then watch as it grows into a beautiful creation you can be proud of for yourself and others. You don't watch, you make it grow. Okay, Calypso. Ooh, LJ, yes. Yes, I was excited. This has been sat around for a long time. Growing up in New Zealand, Lego designer Nicholas Vass always loved trees and plants, but admits being pretty bad at looking after them. Me, both luckily, is much better at creating beautiful horticulture from Lego elements. His first Lego Bonsai Tree was created as part of his work with the Lego Ninja Go series, and since then he's become the bonsai specialist within the Lego design team. How many bonsai are there? There's a lot of bonsai. Actually, if you look behind him in the photo, there's a lot of bonsai. I'm going to have to get better at holding things up so the camera can see them. There we go. Quite a few. Right, so 1T, 2 varieties. The biggest challenge for Nico is deciding which 2 leaf variations to include for you to build. The first variety is a more traditional bonsai tree where the foliage ranges from bright to dark green, with Janavar bloods being darker in colour. The second tree is inspired by the Japanese cherry tree and is much more colourful with striking light purple blossom. Now it said purple. These look pretty pink to me, I'm going to be honest. Both options are full of character and capture the beautiful wonder of the bonsai. Bonsai trees are surprisingly robust and thriving indoor environments. Be sure to dust occasionally, and your bonsai tree will continue to remain healthy and beautiful for many years to come. Yeah, just don't water it. Plants from plants. Plant-based plastics are used in Lego. There is a brick separator here to stop me ending up using the tool. It's there. Okay, bag 1. It is. Good. Thank you, Lego, for coming up with something. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 are the plant pot and thank you. Oh, Calypso, that's terrible. You guys are yeah, so it's spooky time. I think Batkiller was making noises about it being spooky skeleton season. So let's kick it off. I know it's next month, Batkiller. As of next month, there will be a minimum of one of these. Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. And shrinking skulls will shock your soul. Seal your doom tonight. Shock your soul. Seal your doom tonight. Yeah, those will be a bit smaller soon. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3 make our plant pots, plant pot filling, and trunk. 4 is green. 5 is pink. 6 is the base. I have a feeling I probably want to do 1, 2, and 3, and 6. And then we want to decide, we'll have a poll probably about which one we will do first. 1. Okay. Here is bag 1. There's a weird springy thing that will probably be absolutely vital. And it's not in a bag, so I will leave it. Bag 3. Bag 4. Bag 4 looks a lot less complicated than bag the pink. And bag 2. Okay. Here is bag 1. And we might need our tray back now. When the bags go flying on the floor. Here we go. Oh, there's another one of these. Right. I'm not entirely convinced it's a good idea to use that, actually. It's a bit manky. This is cleaner. Righty-ho. I've got to note, this is also the room that every week I do Krav Maga with B, for those of you who know B, or are aware of B. The possibility for me leaving this half done and it going flying quite high. So, yeah. Can't do everything. Okay. Gas lift on my chair decided that I did need to be higher. Right. Let's have a look. appears to be 6 dots on the top. 6 dots on the top, and is there an identical one? There is. Okay, so we start with 1, but they are the same, so we can't do the wrong one. Okay. Now, how are we going to do this so that you can see the instructions? The camera is quite high resolution, and it should be running at 50 FPS, so we should be getting a very good view of what's going on. We've got this piece here, and we need the little grey bits. It's going to come up funny names for everything, probably. Not that one. Or any of those. Now, that's not it either. I mean, these are close, but they're obviously 4 of them rather than 2 by 2. I'm yet to find any of the 2 by 2s. I can see a problem here is that I keep headbutting the microphone or the camera. Oh, is that it? No, that's not it. Great. Forward now. Let's try and accelerate things a bit. They're not in here, are they? They're in this little fucking bag, that's fine. Right, in you go. I need more balls. Well, I always did home bargains, where I got the mouse mat and the big old mouse mat and the ring light for like a tenner for both of them, I think. If you've got home bargains nearby and you want some bling, now seems to be a good time to go in there. What I was looking for is little plastic balls that were not black, because all of my bowls and things are black and aren't. That's not particularly helpful. For people to see what's going on. So yeah, it was in this tiny fucking bag here. How annoying is that? Sausage. I might save sausage for mostly for when Doriana's around, because it's her joke, and I think she would be upset if she missed it. So right, here we go. We got so many things we can potentially lose. But when I say silly names, I mean like kind of descriptive but silly names. So, but this one doesn't really. It's a steppy corner bit. That's what I'm calling it, a steppy corner bit. Right, so these go on the long edge, along here. Ah, right, okay, yeah, it's quite explicit. You just need to read ahead a little. I'm as good at this as I am at flat pack furniture, which is not very neat. So we're all happy with the music. It's I need to put a little kudos thing up. It's from Pandemic Music. So I do pay for it, but the money goes directly to the artists. It is the anti-Spotify model. Right. These are the long edgy bits. Right, so I'm going to cover of these. Now, I pessimistically... Yeah, that's how it works. Right, here we go. Reason that this would take many, many hours, and this would be a multi-stream thing, and it probably is. Or certainly, the putting in 4 hours of doing Lego was not intentional. I'm still getting used to the idea of doing scheduling. And that's one of the things that's been causing me a bit of panic, really. And it gets stuck in my head I have a very important thing to do later on. And that thing must happen. And I don't really analyse what it is. And sometimes it's like, well, it's just a stream. You know, maybe eating is more important. Or at resting. This needs a special home. So I'm going to need a little container. Something like that for the bits where I'm going to repeatedly move them. Maybe on my next tea break, I'll have a rummage in the boxes and see what I can come up with. So, hey, managed not to fuck this up already. You cannot change it directly. You can update your color. There's a command for it. Which you are asked for at the time. I forget what it is. I think it might just be color. Set color, that's the one. Thank you. Careful using that as a demonstration, Khaled, because if you don't give it a value, it will... Oh, you already were. You put a space in it. Good. It will zero your color. I mean, I'll just ask again. It goes into a text file, and then I can go and update your thing. That would be tricky right now because all the automation... I have to turn on my incredibly powerful PC downstairs to run the Mix It Up bot. So, in fact, I need to separate that out so that it lives somewhere else. But then I have to rejiggle the audio stuff because it plays all the audio locally at the moment. Can you just do a test for me, Khaled, please? Or anyone, and do one of the mix up, so tired of tea or strong or something like that. Just to check those work. I did check they worked earlier. Let's not get carried away. You haven't been told to put anything in these corners, so don't. But you have been told to fill in these gaps with... No, that did not work. Okay. An attempt to fix something earlier made it worse. Who knew? Yeah, that's not coming through for me. Is it coming through for anyone else? Yeah, it was playing, but it's not coming through. Hang on. We'll take that out. Oh, that really upset things for a second.
Strong though. I want to see that spoon stand up. Strong though. I want to see that spoon stand up.
That worked for me. Now, that says grey 3 bits. Appears to it. Yep. Now then... Oh, no, not that one. Cool. You're getting an excellent top-down view of my eyebrows, aren't you? So, let's... How's that for everyone? Is that working okay? Yeah, I think it's probably because they're playing twice. So ideally what I want... they're playing once on this PC, once downstairs on the streaming PC. But it didn't work until I mixed it into the audio here. I don't know. We'll live with it for now, and I'll do some more testing later. Right now, I should stay focused on the bricks, huh? So, here we go. So, I think I've already got a gripe about this. When you give me a bag marked 1, you shouldn't then give me another little bag inside that bag. And if you do give me a little bag inside that bag, it should have a number like 1A. And these should have which fucking bag they're in. Because everything up till now, apart from those, has been in that small bag. Now, we're onto the big bag, but we're coming back to the small bag and so on. So, I mean, it is a bit of a pedantic, useless complaint, but it's my complaint, and I'm sticking with it. It also doesn't show you that those need to go there. They just says this one goes in the corners, but these grey ones are already there. Figure it out for yourself. But then again, it's doing that on here. So, okay. Ooh, I used to get really excited about pieces like this because I was big into the space Lego. Had a specific name. And I had the Lego Space Adventure books, comics. Anybody remembers those? So I was quite a fan. I had drawers and drawers full of Lego. And then I found computers. And when I found computers, a lot of things kind of went by the wayside. Lego was one of them. I think somebody's child has benefited from my short attention span. Well, I was into Lego for a very long time, but I was never tempted by the really big ones because moving around makes the concept of having Lego stuff to go wrong terrible, like bad. So, more of these dots. We have 5. We have an uneven number of those. That makes me nervous. Right, so they're going in a... Oh, lovely. One of my exes found the big Lego heads, and they did not use them for Lego. They used them for yarn because they loved both Lego and knitting, and it was a great combination for them. So this is looking all right, isn't it? Looks roughly like the picture. Onwards. Ooh, these little bricks here. Okay, we're building a wall. I love building walls in Lego. I just do. So, are these matching up the whites? Looks like they are. Nope, 4 across. 4 across, okay. We need these bits and the open topped studs pointing out. Cool. So, let's build from the middle out. It's not how you meant to do walls, but it's how we're going to do walls. Oh, very remarkable. So the single studs go either side. That's nice. Didn't bother to check if my nails were clean. So, as we continue, how is everything sounding? We're happy. Things are good. Oh, I never saw that. I think we just got them like secondhand empty from somewhere. So that would make sense. But yes, they had several Lego heads in the end because you could stack them on top of each other to sort their yarn with, which I thought was pretty awesome. Yeah. On you go. Right, we're making great headway here. I haven't done anything massively stupid yet. Do, do, do. Progress. Okay. Now it's getting a little playful. We're putting these hinges on here. Oh, hang on. Right. So, thus. Is that going to work? Yeah, it is. Right. Oh, how neat. So all this is reinforcing, I think. I think I get more and more talkative when I'm doing this. And it's quite a difference to the non-verbal grunts you tend to get when I'm focusing on something like our space shipbreaker. Which generally means I'm enjoying myself because my brain is getting a workout. But it's quite a different kind of mental exercise. I'm really enjoying it. Ooh, yeah. Maybe you should do some Lego builds as well. Back killer when you get your new house and your privacy. God damn it. Do some Magic the Gathering streams. I'm an enabler. So, yeah, we have an unexpected 3-day weekend here, which is, you know, on a sad occasion. But one of the things I was planning was get some of the old place I lived in sorted out. And I am failing to do that at the moment. So tomorrow we may find ourselves in a slightly different situation. So what's going on here? It looks like... No? Like this? They're curving downwards. They are. Right. Okay. You're going to go on. That doesn't look right. That does not look right. Ah! I mean, I didn't actually have to pick up a different bit to figure that one out. I just did anyway. So, look at this. We're beginning to get a sense of where it's going to be. Oh, it's amazing. I've got a couple of friends who've got some of the really big sets. I think they were kind of both envied and scoffed at a bit for buying, was it original, the very first sort of released Lego Star Destroyer, not the Death Star, although they got that later, but the Star Destroyers. And for both of them, like the build time was something like a couple of months, I think, overall, quite a few evenings a week. And the thing was, once you had it built, the arms that went out to the panels that formed the outside of the ship or the Death Star are about that long, and they're made of Lego, but they weren't super well reinforced, so they go. So you have to take it all off, all the outer stuff off, about once every 6 months, and let everything spring back. It may even be more often than that. So you actually had to have a routine that included disassembling and reassembling your Lego. And after you spend real money on just acquiring the thing to build it, that felt like a bit of an ask to me. But no, they did it. I've now seen like later versions, which I believe don't need the don't need rejigging. Like, I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm talking like I'm an expert. I'm really, really not. Is this every side? It feels like it's every side. It is every side. Okay. But I think later models of the Death Star do not require you to... Oh! There's my separator. I have done a wrong one. Oh, I believe my separator may not save me here. And I just trim my nails. Oh! Yeah, that came off all right. Excellent. No one saw that, right? Yeah, it was fine. Nothing happened. Yeah, I think it wasn't just a matter of adding more Lego on to make it less bendy. Like, I think the materials had to be affected a bit. Techno. Like, yeah, that's only going to be one colour because we only have one light. We will have more lights. I have spare lights that can be added. But putting a house together takes time and requires me not to focus entirely on the cool, shiny lights. It's a shame, but important things like being able to cook food and go to the toilet come fairly high up the list. And occasionally there are external factors like B was possibly going to be staying this weekend here, which would have changed things a bit. There would have been no extreme difference unless they decided that they wanted to do it together. But then I'd have to check Twitch's terms of service about people of what ages being on streams and that sort of thing. So we will end up with some more snazzy lighting in here that does some of the... Oh! Thank you, Khaled. I was unaware of that. It was probably in the instructions and I just failed to read them, because reading instructions is not a thing I do generally. But in this case, it's an exercise in patience and... taking things slowly. We're getting up to tea time soon. So, I'm not unhappy with the setup so far. So, the only thing about it could do with a wheeled stool rather than a... So, to keep my back straight and... because it's close work, the office chair's not ideal. And I got this for working at the kitchen counter before I had my furniture here. So we're on a sit-stand desk here, which goes up and down. And it's currently sat in what I used to... This was what my computer sat on for a year or so. I've now got a slightly better one downstairs, filling that role. But this is set on what I used to have marked as... mentally marked as flight sim mode, and pulled the monitor up so I would lean back in the chair. In this case, it just pulls me up and my feet are on the floor, my back is straight. I'm not quite standing, but I'm not really sitting either. I'm kind of perched. And I can tell you, I'm feeling it slightly already, sort of just across here and so. So it's probably good for me. Move different muscle groups. So we are. This is looking kind of nice. Let's just take a moment to see how we're doing. So, bottom is, Well, I shall treasure it then. It's going to have a special place. It's an old tool from an ancient weapon for a purer age. Right. Well, this looks very challenging. So, Metal Jess, you're a mod in... Whose channel you are a mod in? I'm afraid my memory's failing me. We were having a chat, certainly, but it's escaped me where we first encountered each other. Techie! You're Techie's mods, along with me and you. Already should know that, shouldn't I? We're his mods. Although he made me a mod largely as a troll action. Yes, he does that. He does that. But suddenly you find yourself taking responsibilities very seriously for dear old Techie. For he is a superb bloke. I worked with him at a place in London many years ago, which is why whenever he and I chat, we often obliquely discuss things that occurred there. He's a lovely, lovely chap with many fine animals. And he is also mod here and the resident troll. Every channel needs one. I hope I fill that role for him. Certainly the kazoos after he gets raided by 90 people is, you know, that feels fairly trollish. Yeah, he is. It's a shame I didn't get him to know him better in person when we worked together, but he was very quiet at work, apart from at the work parties, where at the work parties he was kind of infamous for the lethality of the cocktail that he mixed. But I was an enthusiastic partaker, so I cannot complain. We are going to have a moment where I go, but we're okay. I've already got ahead of this. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself a nice, clean chamois cloth, and I'm going to wash my hands because I'm leaving fingerprints all over this black shine already. Okay, now we're going to do this bit. That will be bag 1 done. And we're only an hour in. So that's what I was talking about, but I suspect it gets more difficult as we go on. So what we do is we're going to do this. What? It tells you flip over the piece and invert it. Right, okay. That makes sense. So right, so we assemble these separately, do we? Right, so this goes in the rubber ring. Just get it tight. Get in the ring. Nope. This fits on the bottom. Thus, we've got a little one. These are the feet. Yep. I'm really worried we've got a single white dot not placed somewhere. I'm going to put it in there, but if I find out I have to take the whole thing apart to put it back in its rightful place, I will. I'll do it. But I may cry a little bit while I'm doing it. So, is this what I do now? Am I a Lego streamer? How are we doing out of interest? Oh, we've only got 10 days left on the Dress Up Beat Saber stream, and we're mere 42%. Looks like that's not happening. dearie me. Legos are awesome, but I need somewhere to put them all. I already have a lot of stuff. We will see. It can be one of the things I am. There we are. So this is the result of bag 1. So we have a little pot. And in the pot, we have this interesting arrangement. I knew if I mentioned it, there would be contributions. I might extend it. I might. So, there we are. Now, it is time for a cup of tea, because mine is empty. Prove it. You've now seen how ranky my mug is. So I am going to go and do that. Now, I'm going to test something. 1, 2, 3. So, did anyone hear anything? You say anything after 1, 2, 3? I've just realised what's going on and why there's an echo in things. One, two. 1, 2. Okay.
If you're tired of tea, then you're tired of life.
I'm madder than a hatter, and it fires my mic.
Was there an echo that time? Yes, I had the microphone input set to the wrong thing because once you plug in and once you install Wavelink, you get a whole studio setup, which is not what I needed. I needed it just to work. So, there we go. I will get myself a cup of tea. I shall be right back. Thank you for being here. Please remain being here if you could. Hello! I return. Oh boy. Very squeaky here. Okay. As promised, I've got myself a chamois cloth. I'm going to give this a bit of a polish before it becomes difficult to access. It doesn't seem to be doing much. It's meant to be one of the cleaner ones. Get a new pack. And generally keep one or two separate and never use for cleaning anything else, so that I've got something to do with my glasses. I appear to have run out of music. So, do we want more spooky music? Or do you want some different kinds of music? And can everyone see and hear me okay? I could just start that playlist over again. Right. One can over-obsessed about. That is bag one. Let's get some music on. That was Halloween Town. Actually, I'm not entirely sure why it's just stopped. As yep. Okay. Right. It's bag two, I believe. Right. The trunk. Leave that back. Bag five. Bag two. Exciting. Christmas music? No. No, no, no. 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 No, 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 no. We're not allowed to do Christmas. This is goth Christmas. Oh, there's a little one in the bag. Come here. Down you go. Alright. Aha. Now this is what these are for. Ding, ding, ding. Bag two also comes with a little bag of extra little bits. Carolyn, I don't use the timeout command very often. Don't make me. Alright, Metal Jess. You have a good time at the store. Which reminds me, oh, it is too late. So the my local store is in fact also the petrol station. So if I find I need milk or something late at night, that's where I go. But it closed an hour ago. So we put this aside, it seems. Now. And we take this base and we look for weird spiky bits. Weird clippy bits. Weird clippy bits. Oh god, there are so many bits you could lose here. Look at the size of this thing. It's tiny. It's really small. We have opinions about the order of things here. Christmas trolling is definitely on the list. In all seriousness, I reserve it for generally action short of a ban. Right, this is a bit hard to interpret. I think these are flat brown. This it. I think this might be it. There are two of these. One. Yeah, that's them. Two of those. Okay. Right. That goes there. And that goes there. No, timeout. Christmas spamming. It's not that mention of Christmas is forbidden, but one should be aware that it's not even been bloody Halloween yet. Me and Bacula are aligned on this particular matter. Jesus. One of these, and then I've got to find a bit somewhere in all of this mess. Not in the little baggie, even though it's no bigger than some of these bits. That's like a little corner piece. Round corner piece. I think it's trying to suggest we do Christmas music and we say, no, it is not Christmas time yet. And then saying, more Christmas, please. It's probably going to get you shushed. Is that shh? Right, that's the right way round. Christ almighty. This is one of these. This is the fiddly bit. This is where I get kind of worried about what I might do wrong. There's a little. Which way up does that go? That way, I think. Yeah. Alright, good. And then we've got a little, like, I guess, shovel head, spade. Looks chunkier in the picture than it is in real life. Goes there. What? You tell this was going to be a. I'm not sure about that, Bacula. We'll have to have a meeting. Right. Okay. We're making a ski ramp. Kinda. I do like the picture here that says, you know, at the end of this you will end up with this, which they didn't do here. But on here they're going, right, we're building this here. I think the camera's having a hard time dealing with the bounce. Keep focus, so my apologies for that. I will acquire a proper shock absorbing goosenecky thing. Right, so we take this piece and we put it to the side for now. That's pretty safe. In fact, a little further away from the edge. Now we need one of these. Is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 by 6, correct. And a little black one, which is 3 by 3, 3 by 2 rather. This goes on here. We need a green bit. That goes this way. Alright. Now we need one white piece, one black round piece, or one brown round piece. Ah, brown. That's it. I don't know if that's it. Okay. Might be that one. We need this piece here. We need 2 of the brown. 2 of these. Maybe black or dark brown. Like this. Without. I can't see what other piece this would be. Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. So we put the white one here. We put the brown one there. No. We put these on here. Too obvious. Maybe a bit more light in general will be good. I've got an idea for that. And then that there. That look about right. It does, doesn't it? We need 2 of these. There we go. Look. Aren't I clever? I get excited about Halloween and then I dread Christmas a bit. Although it's been better, it's actually been not something I really dread in recent years. I get to go and see my family. We have a nice time. With the various things that have happened over the years, some of them have been very awkward. So, like that enforced family time used to be not a favourite thing of mine. Right, what is going on here? Because I can't really make it out. Right, I see. So these bits, got one. There's lots of things sort of mirroring each other here. So, no, it's that way. This is an a really nice way of just idling time because I haven't really noticed it passing in the way that I might when I'm playing some games where, although I'm enjoying them, I'm kind of looking forward to the next break as well, so I can reset things. Probably something to do with not looking at the screen too much. There are, because it's me, 1, 2, 3, 4 screens arrayed around me. Keep track of various things. What is this nonsense? Right, okay. What are those and where do I find them? These. And we orientate it this way and knobbly bit. Does that even work? No. They're different kinds. No. That's not... Ah! This mysterious object here, so I'm not sure how it's all going to fit together, but oh my god, look at that. It's going to pivot a bit, maybe. Yeah, it's not the presents. The presents in many ways are the easiest bit. I got quite practiced at buying presents. And so on a while back. Oh, I see how it all fits together now. So here we go. Look. Our first connection of separately assembled bits. Ta-da. Right, let's see if we can give you a good view of how that's all done together. At the moment, this is vaguely reminiscent of the chair the space jockey sits in Alien. It looks more like a bit of a spaceship or something than it would to the tree. So the presence thing is fine. I actually quite like the presence thing, although when I'm driving there on my bike, taking presents back is more of a pain than it used to be. I mean, I used to have to hold it on a train, but at least you only had to get as far as the train. We haven't made Christmas plans this year. I think everyone is holding off a little bit because we're worried that COVID is going to have another spike, or there will be a similar pandemic issue, and we may all be in lockdown again by then. It seems, fairly possible. So once again, okay, this is weird. We need one of these. Yeah, so different cultures have very different ways of doing it. Like most of the Polish people I know, Christmas Eve is the day. Christmas Day is just another day, and it's nice to have it off work. But Christmas Eve is the time you want to spend with your family. It's understandable. Let's just go and ping. Is it anything important? Did it slip through the net? Oh, don't bother me. It has slipped through the net. That is equally unimportant. Hey LJ, yeah, I mean, for some of us it can be difficult. For some of us it can be joyous. It oddly relates to a little bit. Well, it oddly relates. It relates in a way to the very mixed feelings people have about current events in the UK. For instance, I kind of acknowledge that the monarchy here was not necessarily the greatest of things. In fact, it was pretty bad. But I will not get into that. But we haven't had a ruling king or queen die in our lifetime. We had the Queen Mum and so on. And those were sort of big periods of national mourning. This time, it is notable quite how over the top it is. But also there is an expectation that you can't criticise, which is a problem for me. And the ability to criticise, and the fact that people have been arrested for very little has been problematic. But just feeling not that affected by it is almost something that upsets people at the moment. I'm trying to figure out what this bit is. So people expect you to sort of want to spend time at Christmas, or it's a thing you put up with family at Christmas. Oh, thank you. You may be able to turn it off. I can't remember. I gave you some elevated privilege, but I can get that. Never mind. Do that. Thank you. It's not that obtrusive, but we could do with something else. I think there might even be some kind of. Let's see if there's an epidemic music one we can replace it. Yeah, you are weird. If you don't want to participate, and sometimes just a moment. Yeah, I checked. There's nothing there, so let's just fix this for now. So yeah, for a long time, going home to the family was not something I wanted to do. I regret that in many ways. It was not been a hard leap for me to make that easier for myself. It's not really on them, but it should be permissible and easily understood if someone doesn't want to do the thing that you think is important. And yeah, on Monday, it is a good opportunity to reflect on what it meant to be the subject of a queen. Sorry, I'm finding this really. I think leaving the lights off may have turned into a bit of an error here. Khaled? That's not really helping very much. This is nearly impossible to make out what the fuck it is. Excuse my language. Oh, right, okay. It's a slopey bit with other things sticking out. Sorry, this is incredibly challenging. All brown on brown. So anyway, yeah, I can mither about that for a long time, but broadly speaking, one of the things is everyone expects you to get quite excited about Christmas much, much earlier than Christmas actually happens. The feeling that it gets earlier every year is not really an incorrect one, if I may say so. This is it. We've got it. And feeling a bit... No, it's not like that. Oh, this is doing my head in. Once we get this, it'll be a victory. So, let's just check. That is correct. That should be pointing away and go like that. Correct. And that levels it out. That's still wrong. Is it? No, that's right. It should be sticking out on the picture. What? On doing the Lego bacula? Anyway, yeah. So I'm trying to wind myself out of this conversation now, or rather monologue now, because it's getting dull and repetitive. What do I have to say in conclusion about this? Yeah, it's it is real, and if you don't really want to spend Christmas with your family for whatever reason, you might still be okay. There might not be anything wrong, but maybe it's just not the thing you want to do. That's fine. One year, me and Richard de Valmont of Bella Lugosi's shed. Feel free to shout them out, actually, because I want to check that actually works. I should get the shout-out clip as well. No, I won't, because... Yeah. I think we're back. Oh, can anyone else see me? Can anyone hear me? Excellent.
Oh.
I can see the shout out working, I can't hear it.
Wrong one.
It's a shame. Let's try another one in a minute.
Oh. Flipping heck.
Yeah, we're back. Is everything smooth? Not jerky or anything?
Welcome in, alien. You're an alien.
Still doesn't quite work. Aha!
Oh. Finding one with her. Wrong one.
Right, there we go. So hopefully we're no longer. I hit frozen again.
Oh.
I'm making big movements to see if my. I've got something that takes a lot of pictures, but is quite delayed. So now it's echoing. Oh, how annoying. That's not meant to output at all. Oh, I know why. Okay. I can't have both. Right, let's leave that off for now. Something for another time. Is the stream okay? Can we see what I'm doing? Is it smooth and whatnot? Because I'm on the middle of... Anyway, where was I? We were shouting out Richard de Valmont. The reason we were shouting out Richard de Valmont is that me and him have been friends for a very long time. And, yep, thank you. 1 year, because we both moaned a lot about having to go home for Christmas, we decided to unite in this and tell our respective parents that sets of parents that we were not coming home for Christmas. We were going to have a grumpy bastards Christmas to ourselves, and so we did. And I spent a great deal of it being called out by work. We did manage to have a pint in the pub around the corner, which opened on Christmas Day for people like me and him. It was also the day that I recall. He will tell you that it happened much earlier, and I think, he's probably right. But the way that I remember it is slightly different. He ended up on. He coughed, I think, as he was like moving along, grabbed his stick, and he wasn't off it again for a long time because. Well, I'll let him tell the story. There's something silly happened there. Right, so that goes... Can't be right. There's 2 blocks there. That's not that one then. Again, this is really hard because it's brown on brown. Right, that should project slightly above. But apparently we need two of them. Where does the second one go? Oh, I see. Right. It's like that. And like that. How neat. That was tough, but look at this. You end up with this kind of arrangement. And this goes on the side here. Thus. And we do it all again for the other side, I'm sure of it. Good lord. What it must take to get your mind into a space to design this. Go, right, I need all of this. Must be a great job. Absolutely amazing job. Right, onwards. Let's get this. Try and get this other one done. See if we can remember what the hell we did here. So, which is like this. We get our corner piece, and it goes there. It does not go there. It does go there. No, it goes there. Okay, I'm in trouble already. Right. No. That's stupid. There we are. That's it. What happens here is, on here, that edge looks straight, yeah? So it looks almost square, and that's why it's confusing. And it was giving me trouble. Also, brown, plus brown, plus brown. A lot of brown. Boom. Boom. I love it. It's generic spooky Halloween movie spooky music. And there is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But it just could be any Halloween movie you've watched. So, I think there's some stuff I missed. Oh yeah, sorry. Back earlier you were saying like, you want to come over and like build Lego here or something. Or you talk about Christmas. I'm not entirely sure. That's not right. Oh. If you don't spend all your monies on Magic the Gathering cards. Also, if you are coming over, let me know because I won't post things to you. Like you say, it'll probably work out cheaper. Oh god, this looks terrible. Look at this. Might have to go and get my cup of tea first before we get onto this one. Then you get a jointed one and 2 of these and create this monstrosity. Oh, it's all brown as well. Oh no. Has it come time for you to pay rent? That's just... Sorry, I'm just trying to sort out my setup here a little bit better. I'll take you out of here and we go over here. We'll then ask which of these things. Sorry about that, I think it upset my PC a little bit. Let's just move on from that one. Right, we might as well grit our teeth and get into this one. So this bit goes aside again for now. And we get one of these weird jointy bits. Yeah, it's reasonably reasonable. Still. I have mixed feelings about the idea. It's, I think if you're working and you're an adult and you're not contributing towards the household otherwise, it's a reasonable thing to ask, I guess. But, you know, still sucks. No, and this is the thing. I had some friends whose parents insist they pay rent, and the way that they did it is they just went, well, if we were to get a lodger, this is how much they pay, that's how much you pay. And they're like, well, your lodger wouldn't contribute in other ways, and your in the ways that I do. Also, you're not helping me here. So yeah, they go, well, what can you afford? But if you're taking them the money they're making, you're not aiding them in later life. But anyway, have the phone torch again. God, that's so hard to see. Not happy. I have figured it out, but basically the darker brown bricks are these ones with the hole in them. So darker brown on the outside. And these ones on the inside. But Jesus, they can make that more obvious. I have been trying to... Right, basically it boils down to the antipathy for a person who admittedly is a parent and therefore has a lot of their time to pay money for a game they're not going to play very much, and for a game pass that isn't going to do them much good overall. So, as and when they have Back for Blood, I imagine we will have a game. That could be sort of, you know, around their birthday or Christmas, perhaps, because it would be something I could buy them. But originally avoided because it just didn't look that great for a single purchase, and it. So There was 2 of each. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Right, it's only asked for us to do 2 of those. Get off there. Yeah, it's the spiritual, as they say, sequel to the Left 4 Dead games, because the I see how this is going to work. Okay, so little stairwells. So we were very interested, but it was very expensive to buy. On its own, but it was free with Game Pass, which I have, but Richard does not, because doesn't really get much time to play games. You can be aware of how many of the co-streams we've had to cancel at short notice because he has an actual adult life with actual adult responsibilities, and they often got in the way. So, what is this nonsense? Is that how it's going to be? Again, have I gone too far ahead of myself? I think I might have. Yes, it said I'd use only 2 of those. Right. I'm going to take this off somehow. So, yes, probably at some point. Yeah, I've been back, Killer. I assume that the situation with you was somewhat different, but if I have a slight sort of moment, I was kind of explaining why I have a slight antipathy towards charging your kids rent, even if they happen to be adults in work. If they are earning a good wage and could move out, that's somewhat different. If they can't move out, that's a very different thing. And yeah, the situation I was describing is like, well, they couldn't move out because they can't rent anywhere in London that wasn't an absolute shithole. So there's a line in which it sort of becomes pointless exploitation because you're not helping them. Anyway, I know that's not what is happening. Parents charging rent or rates to people who still live with them, like kids who still live with them, and like in general it's okay, but I've had experiences. I've known of people who've had less than stellar experiences with their parents kind of deciding that they had to pay a going rate for rent, not a contribution towards a household that's already there. And of course, what happened is someone said something. Hey, Techie, how's it going? Say something so that the auto shout out happens, and we'll see what happens. Because then, alright, we'll just go and shout you out anyway. You have revealed yourself, sir. Step forward into the light. To be fair, I know that Techie likes to hang in many places. And we are look friendly. Hey, Techie! So, if the shout out happens, it's probably going to be a bit echoey.
Shout out anyways.
Yep, it's another shout out of a shout out.
Great.
Another one for your clip collection, Techie. How many can we get stacked to infinity? Is that a shout out of a shout out of a shout out? I'm getting it in freeze frame here with just the audio being fed back to me, which is why it's echoing. So I need to use this very clever thing here to create a separate channel. So I can do that without screwing it up for you guys. But I am not there yet. How the hell are you, Mr. Techie Rob? That's good, LJ Matthews. I think most people have a reasonable experience with this. I think there's a reasonable, as with anything, point at which you can go, hey, you're in this household, you are earning money, you should contribute. As you would with any household, whether they're blood or not. But, yeah. So it's not always like that. This is the thing we need. Dear God, where does that go? Right, it looks like it goes there. It looks like it hangs over there. Right. Yeah, like buying food. I've had a couple of people I used to pretty much every weekend stay with in London when I was out clubbing there. And they would give me a sofa to sleep on, and often they make me food. And I was shocked, I tell you. One day one of them said, well, I'm a student, don't have a lot of money, and you are eating quite a lot of my food. Could you maybe like chip in for the groceries if you're going to be around over the weekend? And I was a dick and failed to do anything about that. So he probably quite rightly decided he didn't want anything more to do with me after that. Oh, I've done something wrong. No, I haven't. I'm good. Good. Here we go. So, you know, one of the things is not a shining example of any of the things that I'm saying. I have been an absolute pain in the arse to deal with in the past in terms of these things. So, I am not one to talk, I say. Right. There are a lot of things I wish I could go back and go, sorry about that. But a younger me did not look towards the future in that way. Again, looks suspiciously like a bit of a spaceship rather than a tree. But we have reached the end of this page. Techie. It's getting good, isn't it, Techie Rob? It's past your bedtime. Oh, you're a busy day tomorrow. Are you streaming? Oh, Khaled, yeah. Possibly, yes. I haven't noticed it this end, so it's probably some network congestion. I think what I'm looking to do is make this entire setup become its own thing. Well, by hook or by crook, I shall be there. I mean, if Dynamite Heady is playing, then my Sunday will be enriched, because without it, whenever you do complete it, I shall be lost on a Sunday without the music, I think. I'll have to go and find YouTube videos to make things right again. So we're almost, I've lied, we're almost at the end of this page. It's fucking nonsense. Just the one side. If you say so, okay. Go with it, they know what they're doing. Yeah, I'm sure whatever you choose. Yeah, I mean, we just started on Homeworld Emergence, or Cataclysm as it was originally called, before Blizzard copyrighted that word, and somehow that meant no other computer game can use it, even if it was completely different subject matter. But anyway, it looks like a very boring version of one of the ships in that. So that's page 39, and then we're continuing off this. This is the core. This here, the thing. It is 2 hours and 2 minutes into this stream, which admittedly has been a bit spotty. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I think it's this laptop really cannot hack doing streaming, despite the fact it's meant to be amazing at it. I think something went wrong with this one. Maybe it got dropped on the wrong part, or some drivers need updating. But it does seem to struggle even when it's got a massively powerful graphics card plugged into it. So we will get some stuff, and this is probably going to prompt me to build a isolated setup, which is a mini PC. Said graphics card in it to manage all of this. It's just a cost I didn't want to bear when I was preparing to buy this house, but I think it's going to be something we have to do. That said, yeah, it's the cameras that seem to do it. Now, moving the camera rendering is an odd thing, where when you've got your graphics card and an external box plugged into the laptop, which monitor things are on matters. And if it's on this monitor, it does not try and process the graphics at all with the internal Intel graphics card of this laptop. So it should be fine here, but it's not. And I was using this laptop perfectly fine as the streaming deck until it started dropping hundreds of frames with the cameras. It just doesn't seem to like the camera processing very much. And I've done something to it, I think, that's made this just not work very well. In quite the same sense. So, answers on a postcard as to why that might be. The answer might be to switch it for a different laptop. It's not a storage thing, although it's not a bad idea. It's a rendering thing. So in front of me, I've got here a bunch of stats, and one of them says the FPS, which normally should be a solid 60, no matter what. It keeps frequently dipping down to 59, back up to 60, down to 59, up back to 60. So it's got an average time to render frame, which is frequently in the orange on here. Now, that's not great, so that's causing frame skipping. This is all bundled up and sent to my streaming PC downstairs, which has none of these problems. So it's a complicated setup that uses video over network. There are multiple points of failure, all of which frequently do fail, and I'm working it out. But I think what's going to happen here is a bit of jigging around with things, and probably a project to actually assemble a small form factor PC, which is going to handle all of this fairly natively up here. And this laptop will live where it lives right now, but will become a monitoring device. So yeah, there's nothing physically wrong with anything. The laptop is an Asus ZenBook Duo. You can go and Google it, but it's not the gaming laptop one. So it's got an internal card, which is a 2060, which would be more than adequate for all of this. But there's something about it, well, it doesn't have. Laptops with gaming cards in them come in two flavors. One is it has something called MUX, and one is it doesn't have MUX, basically, whether it has that or not. If you can switch off MUX, it means that the graphics card is the only thing that the laptop accesses for graphics. Otherwise, it tends to use an Intel much lower power graphics chip in the front and process everything through that and then onto the discrete card. And it's meant to just pass it through, but it doesn't. And it interferes with high performance rendering stuff, which is streaming. Streaming is using a lot of video. It's gigabytes and gigabytes of data, all going very, very fast. Yeah, if you're not doing anything funky with your visuals and so on, and I shouldn't be here, it's just two cameras, one overlaid one over the other, that should be fine. This shouldn't even need an external graphics card to manage that. That's for doing VR stuff. Problem is probably the laptop, and it's probably that the laptop itself is faulty in some way, but otherwise perfectly serviceable. So I'm going to keep it for the purpose it is serviceable. Probably build something to do the think that will have the advantage of being able to expand the amount of disk storage and so on it's got, which because all that's soldered on. So anyway, but the build of the laptop is fine. It does a lot of things I need. It's just a shame it's not the best example. The later ones have all the things I need, but that would mean selling this one and buying in a later one at great cost, which I can't afford right now. So yeah, that sort of money I need to use to replace my garage door and roof and things like that. I have those worries in my life now. So anyway, it is cup of tea time. So I should be right back. Do hang on. There will be more Lego soon. Should be back now. Is the camera stuttery again? I'm sorry, I'm not really seeing Discord at the moment because it's not one of their things. I think there's a bit of a networking issue that I need to have a look at. There. Okay. So, what are we doing here? Okay. Oh god, more brown bits. There are loads and loads of these little brown bits. Right. One of these. Goes this way round. Goes there. This is fiddly. This is very fiddly. It's meant to go like this. I think it is. Yep, it's in. And then this weird brown knotty thing goes that way. A little stutter. Okay. I think we're going to have to live with it for now. So, as I was explaining, the it's meant to face out that way. It doesn't quite want to go on and stay on. Maybe. Oh. It feels like it's a custom piece. Is this the right bit, I wonder? It's gone on. Just doesn't seem very happy there. Okay. We'll trust in it for now. I'm wondering what I can do to improve things. I think something's up with the CPU. I wonder. This may break everything, but I'm going to give it a go. Display. It's not that graphics. Right, yeah, all of those should be running on the right thing. It seems a little better. My end. Like the rendering is better. So when I pop up this, what happens? Seems a little better. Maybe I had to remind it that everything has to run on the graphics card. So, having done this, seems a little bit gubbins. We need to get one of these. And the piece I have seen several times, but now I cannot see it. It is a tiny, tiny piece, which is probably of critical importance. We need that bit. No, we don't need this bit. We need this tiny, tiny fucker. We may have a missing bit. Oh, there we go. Had a moment there. Right. Are we correct? Yes, we are correct. You have a good eye, Callard. Thank you. So, the other thing is that it's all hooked off. All of the bits that are running off USB are running off one USB port. There, pointing at something you can't see, and that USB hub is hanging in midair behind the desk because there was no way of stabilizing it prior. So one of the things that could be happening is things could be disconnecting. Okay, back killer. Good night. So I think where we're going to get to is the end of this page, the trunk. Or maybe we'll finish bag 2. Let's have a look. That might be getting a bit far. We're going to be. I think we might stop there and transfer to some gaming. I think I've done quite a lot of Lego this evening. For 3 hours, in fact. Now, the reason that all of this is in such a weird setup and there's all these networky things going on is because this means that I can get up from here, go downstairs, and transfer everything. Shut all of this down. It should go. You should just see "Be right back," and then when I come back, I'll be sat on my PC downstairs, which is quite cool. Good night. Yeah, I mean, I think plausibly I could finish this in one sitting, but I'm going to be honest and say I don't want to. So, here we go. We are going to assemble these two pieces together, and we now have to be careful about doing this the right way around. So this feels a little like we're now making something that could easily fall apart, just like that just did. Right, so you are on the back pointing. Pointing like that. So the diagram was that sits a lot more happily than it did before. I'm happy with that. So we get another one of these. And that goes there. That's it? No. It goes here. Inching downwards. And this block must point this way. Can I go in? Go in. Okay. Maybe there's a little bit to finish off here. No, that's that done. So this is going to the side there. We have all of these little bits that were in the baggie. I wonder if I could have preserved the baggie well enough to put them into the little big baggie so that they don't get mixed up with this. Have a chance to survive the inevitable flinging of the tray, which will occur sometime between now and the next one. I will need to get a project box, I think, for this, and so that can be kept safe, and then put somewhere on the floor so that it can't fall any further if you're on the floor. We're at page 34, and our tool will be our bookmark. So, good night, Techie Rob. Yeah, so that was quite successful. Some technical issues aside, it's gone rather well. Quite happy with that. So what's going to happen now? There's going to be a slightly longer break, and I'm going to sit down. I haven't really thought as far as the game that I want to play. The default currently is Hard Space Strip Breaker. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to move on to Emergence, and I'm kind of falling out. I'll be honest, kind of falling out of love with Cult of the Lamb. I will be coming back to it, but I need to come back to it with a plan, I think. So yeah, that will be it for now of the Lego. After I say no more than 15 minutes, I'll be right back. I will be right back. There's some various bits I need to bring down from here. I need to shut this whole suite of things down. Yeah, that's about it. I really need to tidy this up, but I think that's tomorrow me's problem. Yeah, so before we go, let's review with my Swedish Army knife. The Swiss Army makes a knife that does everything. The Swedes made a knife that's very good at cutting things and stabbing things. This has been an incredibly reliable tool to have with me. And when you buy them, if you do buy one of these, they come extremely sharp. Be aware, running your thumb along there is going to get you a very gouged thumb. So yeah, we have the base here, which is very nice. We have the tree here, which I imagine will go something like that. For now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. They'll rest there because they can't do it. This needs to go back in the crate with the other one. We'll keep this cloth here, although I may give it a wash. And I think that all those can live together there, safely away from the edge of the thing. The scissors need to go back downstairs, as do the army knife. The headphones need to go somewhere else entirely. Thank you for this. It's been great fun. I will return with some gaming shortly. It will be fairly obvious what I'm going to be gaming, because the I said yes. I thought you'd probably notice this. So just have a look at this for a second. So this is Frost's Mora, made in Sweden, stainless steel. I did for a while have a carbon version of this, which I did not know how to care for, and therefore it died horrible death. I gave it to someone who felt they might be able to do something with it. This is probably version 2. I've probably still got version 1 somewhere. Not entirely sure why I got a second one. There's probably nothing wrong with the other one. I'm very fond of it. It was a wedding gift. It was a very odd wedding gift, but the guy knew that I'm quite fond of knives, so. But did not get one for my partner as well. And no coins were exchanged, so perhaps that cut the friendship. But as far as I'm aware, we're still friends. We just haven't seen each other in a very long time. Ever wander this way, Major Tom? Get in touch. For he was indeed called Major Tom. Or is, I hope. Now, I have been mithering and muttering and so on for too long. It is time to move on to the next section of this evening. So if you will hold on, I appreciate it. But of course, there's more entertaining things out there than my parents back stream, so I won't take it too hard if you're not here when I get back. But I will be back. And we will probably be doing some hard space shipbreaker, because now I've put things together, it's time to take them apart. I will return. Hello, I'm back. Let me know if anything's glaringly wrong. When I was meddling with things earlier, I may have broke some shit on here. I think the first thing we need to do is test the shout-outs. So, Metal Jess. Oh, actually, LJ, I have not shouted you out. So, if it works, should be there. You'll notice the camera here is also a little wonky. And this time I'm not getting the feedback.
Oops, that's some areas too loud.
Or it's playing out the speakers again when it shouldn't do. So here we go. Yep. Everything seems to be okay. Spam some emotes. Right, the emotes on my camera are gone. Yeah, that is weird. Okay. Never mind. It's all working. Right, hang on. I need to get this balance thing right. There we go. This is what happens. Everything is a real house of cards, and keeping it going is tricky. But enjoyable. I wouldn't enjoy it if I didn't. Wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. I wouldn't enjoy it if I didn't do it. Etc. Etc.
If you're tired of tea, then you're tired of blood. I'm madder than a hatter and it fires my mic.
Must send him an email. Thank you, Khaled. Feel free to continue testing things.
Good morning, Cutter. It's time to begin your workday.
Ah, Metal Jess, you haven't seen this before. This is Hard Space Shipbreaker. It is a game in which space is hard and you break ships. And we have chosen a very large ship to break. Now, last time I pulled out the power control unit and I started on the waste disposals, but they are, well, a bit held in, so we're gonna pop these metal panels, I think. You alright, so to be a bit little less facetious about what this game is, you are a construction grunt in the far future where why thank you. It's not a patch on Techie's magnificent face main, but yes, I did grow it myself. Now this panel, it's still held in, so do we cut the pipes? Right, so this is the biggest type of ship we are pulling apart here. I think what I need to do is... panel. So we're deliberately avoiding the things like the reactor and so on for now. We're looking to have these panels come free, we hope. Oh, I think we can see space. So we use the various facilities at our disposal to understand what's going on the ship. We could be, for instance, looking at a part of it that's hard vacuum. I have a feeling this bottom panel will come off, and we don't. So therefore, we don't want it. Want to